How's it going, guys? It's X Chopper. Thanks for tuning in. We're going to be talking about Black Ops 4 Zombies. Let's just get right into it. Goes without saying that Black Ops 4 Zombies is already a lot better than Black Ops 3 Zombies, at least around the launch time. If you think about BO3 within its first month, you had one boring and difficult map that wasn't really accessible to the casual zombie player. So you really had to know what you were doing, and if you were playing with friends, most of the time you had to explain to them what to do, which isn't fun to the guy that already knows what he's doing and just wants to play the map when they have to explain everything to the other teammates. So that was dumb. Black Ops 4, yeah, there's still that element a little bit, but it's not as intense, and the fact that there's 4 maps to choose from that all play pretty differently is very exciting. And it's cool to me because I put a good amount of time into 9 and Blood of the Dead, but I put the most amount of time in Classified by far, and I put the least amount of time in Voyage. The gameplay you're watching now is my first and only game on Voyage on day 1, and it's just kind of cool to me because I've been playing Classified the most, and once I get bored of that map, I still have 3 entire maps that I could play and learn and discover. And it just makes it so fun. It makes it easier to want to rank up and get those levels compared to BO3, when if you wanted to rank up in zombie mode before Horizon Drop came out, you just had to play Shadows of Evil. I mean, unless you had the season pass, you had the Giant. But when BO3 came out, I didn't have the season pass, so I didn't have the Giant right away, and it just got boring. BO4 is a lot better in that aspect. It doesn't really get as stale as fast, and it's fun to just want to put a bunch of hours into the zombies mode. And when I'm not playing the game, I'm thinking about it a lot, and I want to hop back on quick. So that's a good thing. I also like the customization. It's like World War II Zombies, where you have creative classes and loadouts and special abilities, and you could choose your starting weapon, and it's really awesome. I love how they incorporated that in BO4 Zombies, because Treyarch Zombies is a lot better than Sledgehammer Games Zombies. I mean, Exo Zombies and Nazi Zombies wasn't that good. I mean, to be fair, Nazi Zombies was alright for a little bit, but it got stale pretty fast with the maps. The maps weren't memorable. They were quite lackluster. The 4 maps on BO4 are already way better than every map on World War II. Granted, I'll say DLC 1 in World War II. I can't remember the name of that map, but that map was pretty fun. When my buddy came over with his copy of the game and he had the season pass, we would check it out because I don't own World War II. That map was pretty fun to me. I wanted to keep playing that whenever he would come over. But other than that, the maps in World War II were lackluster. BO4 is already beating on that. I like the new point system. I've been seeing a lot of people don't like the new point system, but I do, and the reason for it is it makes weapons that are a one-shot kill more useful and more able to give you points. Because before, in the old Call of Duty Treyarch zombie games, if you used a sniper and snipe a zombie, you're only going to get 60 points. I guess 70 because it gives you the plus 10 for hitting the zombie. So you're only going to get 70 points. You're really not going to build your points up that fast. BO4, you get 90 points, and you get 120 for a headshot. And with shotguns, I can't really remember the numbers right now, but you get more points than you do in the old games. So it kind of adds more of a balance, where in the old Black Ops games, the SMGs and assault rifles were ideal for making points on the lower rounds. But now it's kind of, the argument's a little different. So I like that. One thing that's kind of odd to me is that I noticed on round 1, you knife a zombie and you get 150 points. But if you shoot a zombie once, you get 20 points. And then if you knife it, you only get 130, so it totals to 150 points. So you get the same amount of points for shooting the zombie and knifing it compared to if you just knifed it. So there's really no point in shooting on the low rounds. So I kind of thought that was a little weird, but I don't know. Treyarch must have their reasons behind that, but whatever. So one negative that I could think of is that zombie mode is pretty buggy. I mean, maybe by this point, today's the 17th, maybe some of these bugs have been squashed. But when I played on day 1 with my buddy, we had a bug happen to me on Classified where I was blinded by a Nova Crawler and I got downed. And when I got revived, my screen was still all blurry, as if the Nova gas was affecting me. And it was pretty annoying because it happened for the rest of the game. So I had to just play with a blurry vision, and it was giving me a headache actually, seeing everything all blurry and stuff. So that was kind of annoying. And another thing I don't really like is, I would have said before, the 150 health, but luckily that was fixed. Another thing I don't like is trying to play online. When you want to play Classified online, you can't. You have to go under the Aether playlist, which is a playlist with Blood of the Dead and Classified in it. So you have to rely on getting matched up with people who have Classified, and then you have to rely on the game itself to pick that map. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get Blood of the Dead. So it's near impossible to play Classified online unless you have friends to play it with, which is kind of aggravating. But then again, why would you want to play online anyway with randoms? But I like to. It's fun to just mess around. Alright, I forgot to mention a few things while I was editing the video, watching some of the gameplay, and I noticed some things that I also didn't like. One thing that I think is absolutely dumb is how you have to pause the game to look at the scoreboard. Before, all you had to do was hit the back button, you could still run around, you could still hear things, and you could still shoot, and you could look at the scoreboard, look at kills, downs, and revives. Now, when you want to check the scoreboard, I mean, solo it's not that big of a deal because the game will actually pause, but in multiplayer, you hit the start button, the game volume gets muted, you can't see the game or anything around you anymore because it blurs the background, and you don't know if you're getting hit by a zombie because it mutes the game audio. So it's like, what's the point of checking the scoreboard? You're going to die, you can't see how many kills you got, how many revives, and how many downs. It's just stupid. I don't know who at Treyarch thought that was a good idea to make it so you had to pause to view the scoreboard. And the dumbest thing about it is if you hit the back button where it shows you your parts and inventory and stuff, the whole screen is blank. You tell me they couldn't put the scoreboard there instead? It's just dumb. Don't know why it's like that. It's gotta be fixed in an update or something because it's really stupid. Maybe have it seen on both, but the fact that you have to pause the game to look at the scoreboard is completely dumb. And another thing about zombies that's kind of weird is the bots. Playing with the bots just doesn't seem right. They steal your kills. They don't revive you. It's just a complete mess. They buy doors if you don't want them to. There should have been a way to give them commands. I know it's not as easy as it sounds, as me just saying, oh, do this, do that. But Treyarch has to like code everything and make stuff. So the fact that there is bots itself is a blessing. But they're just not fun to play with. Like, I would rather play with randoms online than play with the stupid bots that just make it way too easy. And they don't even revive you. Like, look at the clip that I'm showing you. What is happening? He's not reviving us! What's he doing? Are you kidding me? These bots don't even work. Oh my god. I'm gonna like start reviving when there's a ton of zombies or something.
Oh my god.
He didn't even get the max ammo.
You didn't get the max ammo? Send this footage to Treyarch.
Yeah. Wow, dude.
Let's see if he survives. He's moving really weirdly.
Uh-oh. His bot is gonna die.
I am not above a cliche yet.
He just bought the gun without even looking at it.
These bots are so bad.
It was mid-round, and there was one bot left, and it didn't revive anyone, and we all died. It was pretty funny, but it's really stupid. I mean, to be fair, the gameplay is from day one, but it's just ridiculous. Why is it like that? It's got to be fixed. So yeah, I just had to record this additional part because I forgot to mention them, and I realized them as I was editing the video. So yeah, back to the normal comm. Another negative is the laboratory to get elixirs. I feel like it takes way too long to earn those things. You could tell they made it that way so it would give you an incentive to want to buy COD points, which is pretty unfortunate. I hated the Dr. Monty's factory and the Liquid Divinium in BO3, but at least that, it kind of felt like you earned them a little quicker, especially with double Diviniums and whatnot. But still, it's just annoying that they had to bring those back for microtransaction purposes. But at least the elixirs are way better than the gobblegums, because the gobblegums had the random element to it where you had to rely on the machine giving you what you wanted and wasting a ton of points until you got what you wanted. At least the elixirs, you choose 4 and you have access to all 4 of them at all times. So I guess it's a little better in that aspect. That must be why they made it harder to earn them. But I don't know. At the end of the day, the randomness of like the slot machine stuff in zombie mode just doesn't belong. BO3 I hated it. BO4 I dislike it. It's just whatever. Like, why, Treyarch? So another fat negative that goes without saying is the absence of double tap, speed cola, and juggernog. Those perks were just so iconic, and like they were part of the OG perks from Verrückt and World at War. So they've been around essentially since day one of Nazi zombies, or Treyarch zombies I should say. And as a passionate zombie fan, it's hard for me to see those perks go. I'm sure over time it won't bother me as much, but not being able to reload your weapon fast without fast mag sucks. And not being able to have a effective weapon without pack-a-punching it 40 times kinda sucks. And not being able to take 5 hits also kinda sucks. Like I said, it'll probably be something I could adjust to over time, because there's more ways to defend yourself from the zombies with the special weapon. The zombie shield is a lot more effective, and a lot of the perks are more defensive. But still, Juggernog solved all those problems. Just one perk, problem solved, ready to go, iconic. But I don't know, it is kind of weird how every zombie map you pretty much had to buy Juggernog. So this eliminates that. Now there's actually variety in the perks you can use. So it's okay a little bit, but the fact that these iconic perks are gone is just sad. I bet Treyarch will have Easter eggs on their DLC maps where you'll be able to see those perk machines outside of the map, similar to how you could see PhD Flopper on Blood of the Dead if you look on the docks, which is pretty cool. So I'm sure they'll do something like that. So I just want to keep this video short, give brief explanations and thoughts about zombies. I think eventually I want to make a more in-depth video on the zombie mode, what can be improved, what's good and what's bad, and put more thought into it rather than just going off the top of my head and thinking of the first few thoughts I can come up with. So thank you very much for watching. Zombie mode is awesome. Leave your comments on opinions of the zombie mode. Blackout's fun. The multiplayer is okay. Black Ops 4, I think, revived Call of Duty. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching.